Hello everyone, my name is Lowko and welcome back to Lowkopia. Today we're gonna continue building our city. However, you may have already noticed that there are a couple of changes between right now and the last episode. Basically what I did, I played a little bit while not recording. I really felt like playing some on the Sunday actually, and I decided to just simply continue building a little bit. I've not actually changed very much of anything, but I just simply let the game run for a while, and I've eventually replaced all of the lower residential and the lower commercial zones with a bunch of higher residential and a bunch of higher commercial zones as well. So we got a lot more flats going on right now as well. As you can see, I may have rushed it a little bit because garbage is starting to pile up and people aren't completely happy with me. I may actually have to do that real quick. But the city right now has about 11,500 inhabitants. It's still growing quite quickly. Basically, I have replaced all of the old residential zones and just simply went AFK. Waited for about an hour, and this is where we are at right now. So we did lose a bit of money from it, but it's all good. The reason why I wanted to do so is because I want to make a massive district in this circle, and that's exactly what we're gonna be working on in this episode right here. So what I'm gonna start off with, we're gonna try and make a very big, massive district. And what we're gonna start off with is making it a little bit more interesting with setting up a bit of a cross-type pattern. So I don't want to have it as straight as the other ones, but we'll make like a super grid-like setup at first, and then eventually we're gonna, you know, diversify a little bit and make it look much better. We just have to make sure we find the middle right here. I don't know exactly where the middle is gonna be in a circle, but I think if we set up a pattern like this, it's gonna be relatively close to the middle. So that's the first diagonal right there, and then I think I want to have another diagonal moving from right around right there to right around right here. Is this gonna be a good angle? This is pretty accurate, I think. Yeah, it's not perfect, as you can see, but you know, eyeballing it, I guess this is okay. And obviously, like I mentioned, the goal is still gonna be to make this aesthetically pleasing and good looking. So, you know, it doesn't really matter all too much if it's not 100% perfect. What I'm gonna do next is actually make a massive, you know, grid-like pattern, I suppose. Alright, so there we are. I got the most boring setup that we got so far, so I think what we should do is actually make it a little bit more boring by simply making the tiniest little squares in here, just so we can make it look better afterwards, okay? I promise this will look good in a little bit. Hopefully. Basically what I did as well is play for a couple of hours in a different, you know, in a different world that I created, and I've tried this out. And it turned out to be really awesome. So hopefully I can make something similar in this world as well. Obviously I can't guarantee it, but we have sort of taken it for the test drive. So I think we should be able to make it work. And working on this right now, I think we can only really come up with one appropriate name, and that's gotta be the Colossus, right? What do you guys think? Let me know down below if you think the Colossus is gonna be an appropriate name for this district. If you have any other suggestions, obviously, by all means, comment, and you know, if I see one with upvotes that I like better, obviously I will go ahead and pick that one. But we'll not name this district until the next episode. Alright, and there we go. Beautiful little district. Now we could technically, theoretically speaking, we could fill this up right now and have it be a very efficient 100% accurate area, but that's just too boring, right? So the first thing that we're gonna do to break this up a little bit is set up a roundabout, I think, in the middle of it. So what I'm gonna have to do is actually remove a bunch of these things here in the middle. And I'm actually gonna have to remove a couple more here. Because we're gonna make a roundabout right here. And, oh, I deleted one too many. Oh, actually, no, this should work. This should work. There we go. Get rid of those as well. And then we can set up the roundabout right around right here. And I think I want to use 6-lane roads right here. And we're going to obviously make those one directional as well. And we'll go ahead and use the one with the decorative trees. Now, as you can see right there, it wasn't 100% perfect. And this is not technically 100% round. But it will work just fine. So people will be able to get in here and start moving around just like that. And I think what we're gonna do as well for this is actually, yeah, make this like, make the roads that actually connect inwards, make those the 6-lane roads as well. So we'll upgrade all of those. And we'll connect it to the other parts in the city in a little bit. There we go. Setting those up here as well. And just using it for every single, you know, for every single road that we got leading inwards right here. It's funny how this already looks way better than, than what we initially had created right here. But obviously we aren't done yet. I think we should set up some diagonals here as well. So what I will do is use, I think, the 2-lane roads right here with trees. I think this makes sense. And like set up a diagonal just like this. Well, if you can, that is. Sometimes it's a little bit weird. Oh no, it does work like that. Great. Alright. So I actually really like this already. This is kind of cool. It already looks way better. We could even technically make these diagonals also connect into the center right there. I just hope that won't block traffic too much, because these are obviously 2-lane roads. But maybe it would actually not be too bad. Maybe it would not be too bad right here. And we can actually create like a custom park here in the middle if you really want to as well. I think that's exactly what we're gonna do. But just to break the pattern or the grid for now, I'm gonna be removing a bunch of these roads just at random. Just so we have a little bit more of a natural feel, I guess, going on right here. Alright, so there we go. I've basically removed a bunch of the roads, but I did set a couple of rules. First off, I didn't want to have like these just the corner roads in here, because I think that would look a little funny. So I've decided not to add those. And on top of that, I've also made sure that, oh, okay, look, this is not what I wanted. This is not what I wanted at all. So on top of that, I've also made sure that we have not removed any of the inner layer ones, I suppose is what you could call that. So we can make that look a little bit better later on, or, you know, potentially only have flats in there just to make it look good. I think the next thing to worry about is have something that makes this connect towards the highway right here, the motorway. Yeah, because we will need another exit, obviously. And we're gonna have to, yeah, we're just gonna have to customly create it. I think we're gonna set it up right around right here and maybe make it connect inwards to the 6-lane road right here. I think that would be best. Making this exit on the motorway is turning out to be a lot more difficult than I thought it would be. I've been trying to basically create something similar like this, but it's not as easy as it looks, and this honestly isn't even that efficient anyway, so we may have to come up with something a little better. I could even go ahead and just use those things. Honestly, like, those things are great. You know what? I'm gonna do exactly that. I'm just gonna be removing a bunch of the motorway right here, and if it doesn't work out, we can always change it, right? This is actually working out just fine. I've connected in one of the ends right here. I'm gonna have to do something similar, obviously, on the other end as well. Make sure it doesn't look this wonky. So we'll just have to remove a whole bunch of this stuff and then recreate it. There we go. Great. So I don't think anyone will notice anything right here. This should still be, yeah, this should still be driving in the correct order right here. And now it's just a matter of connecting those roads into the district right here. So the only problem, obviously, that we get right now is that these are 2 roads, and I do want to have like 2 of these roads then leading in towards the middle here as well. So we may have to move this one and make like 2 roads that go in there instead, if it's possible. Yep. Okay. So we're gonna have to build from this angle right here now. We'll see. We'll see if we can make this work. So I need to have one coming in from here, basically. And this needs to be as straight as we can. And one coming in from here as well. This is gonna take some time, I think. Well, there we go. There we go. So now we just need to make sure that this is also connecting inwards right there, and then make it a one-directional road. This is turning out to be a lot more time-consuming again. These motorways are really annoying because basically the highway or the motorway, whatever it's called, it's basically a lot thinner than the actual 6 and 4-lane roads. So it's slimmer, and you can't actually have them connect nearly as easy as possible. And you get these weird hooks right here, as you can see, that just don't look right. And I'm a bit of a perfectionist when it comes to this sort of stuff, so it has to look just right and not like this. Alright, so I think that's the left lane done right here. Now we just need to have something very similar to this one right here. We may actually be able to just connect it inwards like this. Would this work? I guess that would work. It just barely doesn't look right. There we go. I think this is the best we're gonna get. Let me see if I can update or upgrade one of these ends. I can. Well, that's a little weird. I think I should just stop doing it. I think this is going to be the best we're gonna get. I think this is gonna be the best we're gonna get. So, the only thing left to do right now is upgrade these roads to one-directional ones. So those are... yeah, this one is gonna be leading out of the roundabout right there in the middle. So we'll make it like this. Man, if I could only get this curve to be slightly better. Do you want to risk it? Do I really want to risk this again? To like remove it and then remake it? Oh my god, I'm an idiot. I shouldn't be doing this. No, I have definitely not made it any better. That's for sure. Alright, gotta stop touching it. Gotta not like do anything with this again. Alright, now I think I want to have, you know, a little bit of a break in the road right here and make maybe like a jump over right here. So we're gonna make like a 2-lane road that jumps over the motorway right here, or over the 6-lane roads here, just to move, you know, break up the pattern a little bit. So we'll remove those. Well, we may have to do it like this. That's fine. Just want to make sure that this one goes up, and obviously this one as well. Then maybe meet in the middle. There we go. Great. So that sort of breaks up the pattern a little. And I guess we can do something very similar over here as well. But then make it, you know, go underground instead. So, over here as well. And connect those inwards. There we go, great. Now I do want to have an exit going, you know, into this one here as well. So it's connected to the rest of the city. So I think the way to do that is by simply just curving a road off of here. If that's possible, obviously. We may have to make it look a little different, but or we can just do it like that. That works. That works very well, actually. Alright, so this is what we have got so far. We got a bit of a square setup. I'm gonna be building on these roads here in the middle for a little bit longer, and then I think I'm gonna make these curved roads to make like maybe, I don't know, maybe like a, what are they called? Like a different kind of industrial district here as well. Like a farming district maybe, or we could even make a foresting district. So first order of business is to make these roads a little bit more interesting. So we're gonna have to, you know, do something like we've got going on over here, for example, that just makes it, you know, break a little bit. So we can maybe make a, yeah, we can maybe make like a jump over here as well somewhere. So let's add one over here. There we go. So we got one over here. Just need to make sure that this one is, well, that was not, it's not straight anymore. Just need to make sure that this one is connected inwards here as well. There we go. Just making a tunnel here that can connect inwards over to this area right here. So it's still like relatively symmetrical, I suppose, but it still does break the pattern that we had going on. So I've made another one over here in this corner, I suppose, as well as this kind of corner type district. Actually, we can make maybe make it exit right there instead and then remove that one. There we go. I like that. Got another one right here that's jumping over 2 of those roads, and then the one 6-lane one right there as well. There we go, we have one more tunnel. Now it's time to have a look at the cyclist lane. So we just have to find those right now, because I keep missing out where they are. There we go. The bicycle path. And I think we're gonna add those pretty systematically here as well. I don't want to have them run all the way through the middle of it, but maybe... Well, actually, now I think about it, maybe that is not that bad an idea. Maybe just start with the outer edges and see what we think of them. So I'm just adding in these cyclist paths pretty much everywhere. Just making sure that they're not too intrusive with the rest of the design, obviously. But I think they should work out very, very well, and at least give people like another means of getting around the city, you know? So I'm not putting too much thought behind any of those, really. Just making sure that they look nice and that there are, you know, connecting the different patches of land that we have going on right here. So those look a little weird right here. I'm not completely sure what causes that to happen. I think it may be because it's not 100%, you know, perfect in center and whatnot, but if it does that, I'm just removing it. But all in all, having them done like this should be nice for the town. Now here in the center, we don't really have anything that we can put in here except for parks. And the thing about parks is that they're all square. Or they're like rectangle, whatever. I can't really do very much with them. So I think we may have to create our own little custom park here. We'll have to see if we can make that one work. So I'm just gonna start down with some graveled roads here. I think I'm gonna make this a little random. Like maybe look at you know, obviously add some trees in here, but make it look very, very like natural, I suppose. The only problem with this is that it doesn't actually up the land value of anything, because they're not actually regarded as parks, but I mean, it's mostly for us. It's mostly for us to look good. Alright, I think that will do for the gravel paths. Now it's just a matter of adding in some trees and some bushes. We do want to have those big trees in here. I'm not gonna like completely fill it up, but we just want to have them here and there. Alright, I think that will do for now. I don't know if there's anything else we can really be adding in here in the middle. I don't really have anything in particular that I really want to have in here. This looks pretty good. For a custom-made park right here, I think that looks pretty good. Now it's time to obviously add in some more trees, and these are gonna be mostly in between all of the roads. So I'm not like completely filling it up this time around, but I am still making sure that they're everywhere. Alright, so there we go. Got a lot of trees added in here. It's funny how that actually immediately changes the entire look of the district. But obviously that's exactly what we were aiming for. Is there anything else we really need to be adding in here? Other than like all of the necessities obviously with buildings and whatnot. But we'll do that at some later time. I'm purely looking at the road design right now. Okay, I think the last thing that I want to be adding in here as far as roads go is like a curved design around the edges where we can have a farming district or like a foresting district. I think I'm gonna brush in a whole lot of trees and then make this a foresting district as well. But we first off obviously have to lay down the foundation in roads. So where are my road designs? Whoa, what is this actually? I haven't seen this before. No commercial specialization, leisure specialization, and we got a tourism specialization as well. Huh, I haven't seen those before. That's awesome. As far as roads go, I think we're gonna go with the 2-lane ones, and then we're gonna go with not the pedestrian ones, but the 2-lane gravel roads. And we're gonna basically make those curve everywhere. Alright, and while I'm building at this, we sadly had to remove our very first industrial zone right here because it wasn't meant to be anymore. We don't like this place. Conform demolition, I have no idea what that was. I don't care, everything needs to be gone. Confirm demolition right there, and we just have to make sure that obviously none of this is zoned in anymore either, so no one can accidentally start building stuff. I wonder if I'm doing a little bit too much right here. I'm not 100% certain. I'm really liking this sort of design right here with a lot of curves and stuff. I think it may look good if we get some good foresting districts right here, but I may be overdoing it slightly with just simply too much. I'm not certain though. I think it could look very, very cool if you manage to execute this properly. And almost exactly 1 hour later, I have created this district right here. It's absolutely huge. If you compare it to the rest of the size of the city that we've worked on so far, this district is enormous. In the next episode, I will be finishing up this entire thing, so if you're interested in that, make sure you subscribe down below, because I will be continuing this one, obviously. I plan on filling this one with mostly like higher residential and higher commercial zones, and then have some foresting and some offices in there as well. Obviously, that means we need to find a tree brush or something like that. We may be able to just make it a farming district. We'll see. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you haven't already, subscribe down below. And I want to thank you guys all for watching. Have an amazing day. Do not forget to smile. And I'll see you in the next one.